We're talking again with Todd Burkdoll this morning. He's the Field Market Development Specialist for Valent, U.S.A. And today we're discussing ant problems in orchards. So let's get into what growers need to be doing to prevent ant damage and why they need to get proactive in getting those plans implemented.
Well, the biggest thing is prevention. You don't want to let ants get literally colonized in the orchard, because when you go to harvest and those nuts are on the ground, that's a source of protein for them, and they all go after them, and then you have damage at the huller processor when you finally get those nuts to wherever you're going. So keeping the ants out of the orchard is highly recommended. Again, an ounce of prevention in this case is worth a pound of cure. So going out early when you first see ants, and treating there's several baits available. I recommend Esteem Ant Bait. It's very effective. It's long-term. Basically, the pure proxygen component of the Esteem Ant Bait is taken back to the colony, and the colony is fed upon that. It's a food source for them, and so they take it back. They feed the brood, and it affects the eggs and the instar larvae of the ants. They don't molt, and so basically you decimate the entire colony. And it's a highly effective tool. It's not fast. We put it out today. I would expect to see results for at least 2 to 3 weeks. So that's why you need to work early on getting those ants controlled rather than later. You know, a week before you put your nuts on the ground is going to be too late. You want the colonies to be wiped out before it. And that goes for all ant materials, not just the seed. There's other materials out there that are hugely toxic to ants. Esteem is an IGR, insect growth regulator, so it basically takes out the entire colony, whereas the other ones will kill ants, but the ants can research as far as population. So that's my recommendation, to start right now, just the middle of May. By the middle of June, I would say probably you need to have your ant material on the ground and ants feeding on it in order to keep them at bay, knock them out before you harvest. When you harvest, you don't want to have any ants out there foraging and when you put nuts on the ground, when you shake those nuts, because if you do, they'll use those nuts as a source of food. And when you give ants food, they propagate their species. You want to wipe out the entire colony before your nuts go on the ground. And that's why I highly recommend Esteem Ant Bait, because if you put it out right now, you can effectively decimate the entire colony or colonies in the orchard by the insect growth regulating effect of Esteem. It basically causes the whole population to crash.
So multiple options out there for growers to choose from to combat ants. But with an insect growth regulator like Esteem, that early action is going to be critical. And now with USDA's forecast for another 3 billion pound plus crop this year, that's going to make ant control even more important, right? Making sure that come harvest time, you're not dealing with ant damage.
Yeah, you want to take them out before you put nuts on the ground. You want to make sure your orchard's clean, and that starts now, not a week before harvest. You need to do it in plan ahead. Most PCAs, pest control advisors, are abreast of ants. They're out there scouting for fungal diseases, alternaria, and scab and whatnot in the orchards. They'll be taking notice of ants, and basically it's a prophylactic treatment. If you see any ant activity at all, you better start putting a bait out there to knock them out. That's where Esteem comes in. It's attractive to ants early on, and once you put nuts on the ground, those nuts are going to dominate the food source, and your ant bait is going to be too little too late.
So definitely want to get on that early. Todd Burkdoll with Valent, U.S.A., thanks again for taking the time and sharing your insight.
No problem, buddy. Anytime.